Welcome to the Your Life, Your Voice YouTube channel. Proudly brought to you by the Diversity and Disability Program at the Migrant Resource Centre, Northwest Region, where South Africans, organisations and the community interested in culturally and linguistically diverse and the Disability Centre get together.
The Diversity and Disability Program would like to acknowledge the Wurrung and Bunurong peoples of the Kulin Nation, the traditional owners of the land on which we work and live. We recognise their continued connection to land, water and the community. We pay our respects to elders past and present.
Nothing about us without us. We pay our respects to all South Africans who have worked tirelessly over many years for the right to live in a community and for equality and human rights for all.
This channel is for all those seeking to understand more about disability culture and community, to hear and learn from leaders and peers with disability, and to improve our individual advocacy skills.
This channel also aims to provide useful information about organisations and supports so that we can all live a better life in this world.
Nothing about us without us.
Every interview is unique as you and I. Your life, your voice. Be the voice of change in your life. Good morning and welcome to another edition of Your Life, Your Voice. Larissa and I are very excited today because we have a new look intro and outro, and we have a wonderful guest speaker, which I'll let him introduce himself because I don't want to mess it up.
Can I just say welcome, Julie, first, and I just sorry, Pradeep, we're just going to have a little bit of a chat first. I just want to acknowledge that Julie and I have had some significant health issues in the last couple of weeks, and I want to welcome us both back here to this space. Julie has had a bit of an episode in hospital, and I am coming to you today from my bed because I need to lie flat as I can for the current headache that I am experiencing. So both of us are a little bit offbeat today, let's say. But having said that, we are very excited to have Pradeep join us today. Pradeep, welcome.
Hi, welcome to all. Yes. Okay, Larissa and Julie, I need to thank for inviting me to this interview. I'm so happy about it.
Great. Okay, so Pradeep, I would love to introduce you fully with your full name, but you've previously let us know that it's a difficult one. So can you introduce yourself fully with your full name?
I am Pradeep Hewavithar. I was born in Sri Lanka, and I used to work as a software developer and a bookkeeper. And then I migrated to Australia. But my life changed after the car accident. Left me with the spinal cord injury T46, and now I use an annual wheelchair. And I want to tell you that is my background, and I want to let you know I make sure to stay healthy and do fun things like wheelchair badminton, sailing, swimming, snorkeling, camping, and driving my van all around Australia. And these all things just I do for my peer support work and be a healthy person. And just I need to call me as a him. Okay, thank you.
Wow. Oh, that's so how long ago did you come to Australia? What year did you come?
Now around 23 years ago.
Wow. And how old were you then when you arrived?
I'm 35.
Okay. So you look a lot younger than you are, but maybe not. That makes you somewhere in your late 50s. Is that right?
Yes, you are correct. Yes.
Actually, we're all around our 50s in this show. We all just think we're younger than we are.
Yes, of course. Why
not? Unless I'm in hospital, and I don't think that.
That's true. Yeah. And so did you have did the car accident happen quite soon after arriving in Australia?
Yeah.
What an introduction.
Then it's okay. I'm so happy because something happened. Then we can't change. We need to move forward. That's it.
Yeah.
That's life.
That is very, very true. And that's one of the things when I talk about disability sort of in an educational environment, I always say, disability belongs to us all because disability is part of the human experience and it is part of life and it is going to happen to us all at some point. Really trying to move away from that whole sort of tragedy stereotype that happens, which is not to say disability is not hard. So did you say you're a manual wheelchair user?
Wheelchair, yes.
Yeah, manual or a power?
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Manual wheelchair because T4 level meaning like a both hand is okay.
Your arms?
Like a chest down is a paralyzed. My upper body is okay. Then I can do all the things my own way. To driving and like a transferring to seat to my car, to the bed. I can do my own. All the things and go to marketing and go to sailing, camping, just I do all. Yeah.
And do you do those when your activities like the camping and the sailing? Did you say sailing?
Yeah, sailing, badminton.
Yeah. And
camping. Are
you doing those?
And swimming, snorkeling, just I do all.
Are you doing those with other wheelchair users? Or
yes, all are other my friends, all are wheelchair users. Then just I do actually this one. Just I'm doing. It is a great help for me to my physically and same time it is a good for see other people in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
Especially when I go to do the peer supporting, then I can tell them, you can do this one, you can do this one. It is so easy to do. Then I that's why just I do all things.
So are you doing this, your peer support work? I'd like to know more about that. Are you doing that an organization?
Yes, that called the AQA, Australian Quadriplegic Association. That one connect to the Austin Hospital.
Okay.
Then
So you're going and spending time with people who are very new to their spinal injury.
Yes, you're correct. Yes, Julie. Yes, Larissa.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's great because it was so important to me when I had my brain injury. Well, I didn't have a lot of role models, but when I started to see people with brain injury who are many years down the track telling me, that you do learn to live with your disability. You do learn to find ways to find a life and find joy and find passion. That really helped me a lot. So, yeah. Are there many of you doing that work?
Yes, in Victoria, I think we have trained people just like me, around nearly 30, 40 people. We have a turns to go to the, we have a peer supporting group in Bendigo, Gippsland, and here.
Okay. And is this paid work that you do?
No, all
No.
are volunteer work. Because we need to do something for us.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I it's a tricky question. It's a tricky issue.
It is hard. It is hard and tricky.
Yeah, because you want to give back and you want to make the world a better place, but at the same time, you're using, your hard-earned expertise and sharing that. And it's a weird world where that is not recompensed or recognized in a monetary way. But whole other issue. So how do you, if it's not a rude question then, how do you live financially now? Like where does your income come from?
Mainly DSP.
Yeah.
Pension, and I have 2 kids. Both of them are working. They are helping me to do same things, and sometimes like shopping and things. And that's it. Yeah. But I'm happy.
Yeah. So it's where many of us end up, really, because we are passionate about supporting other disabled people and doing that really important work. But yes, it often isn't paid. And so we often, do need to live on the disability support pension and supplement that with other things. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
No, you go on.
And I think we don't need to blame to other people. Then we need to do our way to, like, how we need to lower income. We need to live that way. That meaning, just I'm not the spending guy. Just I'm always save money to go to another country internationally. Just I've been in Vietnam 2 times. Same time, because I'm not blaming anything about my accident or my injury or anything. Just I will go forward. We don't want to think too much about the hardship.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I've got a mind blank. Yes, I was. I remember now. I did a bit of stalking of you, internet stalking of you a little while ago. And it was delightful to see a video, on YouTube, a video of you getting in and out of your car with your wheelchair, which was great to see. But what was really interesting was that the whole thing was in Vietnamese.
Yes.
So I couldn't understand it, but obviously I could, because I could visually see that this was a demonstration of you going about your day and getting in and out of your car. But how did that happen? What was that about?
Because I have a NDIS participant. Then I have a carers to go for swimming, because in swimming, just I need someone to help me because of easy to get just like a slip, and he or she need to take me to the water. Then most of them carers my Filipino and like a Vietnamese.
Yeah.
When they ask me, okay, we will do some video for you. You are a very good person. Okay, we'll go somewhere. Then they did the video for show their friends.
Yep.
This is a guy in Australia, like he do this way, because their culture, they are the disabled people always stay inside the houses.
Yeah.
They are not going out to moving and driving. They don't do anything. They ask me, they need to show me to them. Then they did the videos.
Yeah.
Their own language.
I thought it was great. And, you know, was an extra reason why I wanted to invite you to come on this show, on this YouTube channel, because it's really demonstrating you know, you're reaching in cross-culturally, reaching into different communities, and
I'm always do.
Yeah, showing other people how you do it, how you get in and out of a car with a wheelchair, and how you live in a wheelchair. How a wheelchair can give you freedom, and it doesn't have to be that tragedy. But you are right about Vietnam. Going off on a tangent, about 12, 13 years ago, I actually took part in a project with Disability Sport and Recreation, and we did a bicycle ride around Vietnam, and it was a fundraiser. And so I raised a huge amount of money, $10,000. Thank you to all my fans. And it was part of raising money to create to take wheelchairs, sport wheelchairs, over to Vietnam to encourage sport, wheelchair users to do sport, because they just don't have disability equipment in Vietnam. And it is quite a poor country.
Yeah, really hard. Yes, you are correct.
And as you say too, the way disability is viewed in Vietnam is very much, you know, people with disability are hidden, and they do stay indoors. So it was really interesting. And it was an interesting trip.
Yeah, really interesting.
Yeah. So getting back to you, Julie, do you have a question for Pradeep?
I think that it's a very, I'm trying to choose my words well, because there's something called in this sector inspirational porn. And we in the disability sector, as advocates, avoid words like inspirational, because we are just living our lives the best we can. So but your positivity really stands out. And if there's one message our viewers can take, is that you're a good example of living your full life. And people who are able-bodied people don't live their full life. So for one reason or another. And so that's the message I'd like our viewers to take. Just on that, do you have any future goals?
Yes. Just I want to continue this way, do the volunteering more, because when I stay at home, sometimes just I feel down and think about my disability. Best way to do something, go out, do something for disabled people. Until getting old, just I want to continue this one. And that meaning helping people.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to let you know that it's okay if there are paid opportunities. It's okay if you take them up.
Yes. Okay, go on.
I find that like I have a wide network of people that I talk to and support each other. And one in particular has a carer's role, young children, mental health issues, but she felt guilty about paid work. And I said, you don't have to feel guilty about paid work, you know. So there seems to be this idea that, for some people, that, I should be doing volunteering only. And you can do both and be satisfied when opportunities come forth, because your experience is vital to other people's mental health and helping people move on.
Yeah. Well said. Although what I find is that there's such a thing as what's coined the poverty mindset. And that's happens when people, live with very low income for a very long time. And then it becomes sort of ingrained in our thinking that that's how we must live. And that's not an individual. It's just what happens when you live on a low income. So, I know lots of people struggle to actually get paid because they feel they're not worth it, because they've spent a lifetime not being paid. So whilst, yes, we deserve to be paid, we also need to recognise that there's sort of external barriers that we've internalised, I think. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
You look confused.
No, not confusing. And we are thinking, you are correct.
But Pradeep, it does go back to what you say, that the most important thing isn't necessarily the money, whether we're paid or not. It's about the human relationships that we can create, and the ways that we can share our experiences for good, and bring positive energy to the world.
Yeah. And same time, Larissa and Julie, just I do the peer support, then I do the, did you heard the, we call the community visitor program?
Yeah.
Just I do that one.
So is that, what does that mean? Tell us more about the community.
Community visitor meaning that one organized by public advocate.
The office of the public
advocate. Yes, you are correct. And we are under them. Then we are trained for each time 2 people. We need to, me and my another friend, we need to visit to the a group homes, disabled group home. We have authority to go to the door knock and go inside, and we need to check their a welfare. That meaning they are okay, they are doing well, they have a record a little bit about their health and report, and we have a certain thing to check. We need to talk with the carers and a group leader or someone there in the disabled group home. Then we need to make the report. Each 3 months, we need to go there 1 visit. Then we check everything. We need to give the report for the OPA.
Yeah.
Then then end of the year it will go to the Parliament, Victorian Parliament.
And is that I bet you've seen a whole lot of different things doing that work.
Yeah, this is a little bit hard work. Meaning we need to track maybe 20 kilometer, maybe 10 kilometer. We have houses, so many in this area. From the Clayton to Cranbourne, on that area in the east. Yeah, just I'm doing then I actually just I do the full time, just I will do something.
Yeah. And
Do the volunteering.
I guess you would see different things inside these homes.
No, they are doing well. Something we can find, but I can't tell.
Okay.
Because
yeah. So sometimes
privacy.
You have to report some difficult stuff.
Yes. Yeah, Risa.
Yeah, I have known people in the past to do that work. Yeah, and it's it can be challenging. Yeah, and hard. To see people potentially not living in the circumstances that we'd want to live in. Yeah.
No, Harisa. My advice is group home is good places to live.
Yeah.
They have everything. They have carers for them. They have a van to take them somewhere to go to the recreational activities. There's most of them. They have NDIS plans. They are doing well. They have everything. Actually, stay at home as a disabled, maybe someone you need a 24-hour carers. It is a good place to stay there because they have a carers. They do everything, foods and everything. Take them to entertainment, take to the doctor, and I think it's okay. They're doing well.
And as someone from a non-English speaking background, I'm assuming that English is not your first language.
No.
Yeah. Within the group homes that you visit, or maybe more broadly the peer support you do, are there people? Let me get my words right. How many of those people are English speakers and non-English speakers?
Most of them, in my experience, most of them are born in Australia, but they have a different cultural background: Indian, Greek, Italian. Yeah, just like that.
Yeah. And in the group homes, is it similar? Is it just a variety?
No. Do you know, some years back, Kew cottages burned down?
Yeah.
Those people there, they just put into the, just like houses, group homes. Each house, they have maybe 3-4 people only. They have each having rooms and all, everything. We have a group home everywhere.
Yes.
Everywhere in the Victoria.
No, I suppose I was just thinking about whether whether there was whether, so we know that Australia is, has people, in fact, I think majority of Australians have a background that is not of an English language speaking background.
Yeah, so
and I wondered if that was similarly reflected in group homes, because we do know that, so for example, often Parliament, for example, or other places that we think of as privilege, they often are very white places, and they don't really represent the actual demographics of Australia. And I guess I was just, group homes is not something I think about a lot, because out of sight, out of mind. And I probably think about it more than most people, but not really. So I just suddenly was like, I wonder if these places still too where people from non-English speaking backgrounds have more difficulty accessing, like Parliament?
No.
No?
I don't think so. No, they are. In my experience, they all are born in Australia. Then I don't know about tell more. And severe disabilities, people in group homes, they were born in here, but they the other country, maybe they don't have a chance to come to the Australia if you have a severe disability.
That's true.
I think yes. That's why they don't live here.
Yeah, but I guess if your English is not your first language, and maybe your English is not great at all, how would you go in a group home? Do they have interpreters?
No, they don't have interpreters, but I know what. Yeah, just I can talk with them and do the thing, take the records and everything. Yeah, it's all right. But good thing, yes, Julie.
I think for big communities like Greek, for instance, they have culturally specific group homes.
Yeah.
I love the Greek culture. They really look after the elderly so well. So much respect for them.
Yeah.
Yes, so that's one culture that I know. They have specific culturally and linguistically specific requirements for entering their homes.
I do know with aged care that happens. Yeah, you have Vietnamese aged care and Greek aged care. I just wasn't sure if group homes are similar.
I don't know about that. I don't have experience about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, some
yes, Julie.
For us to do.
Sorry?
Some research for us to do.
Yes. I do a lot of projects, and I deal with group homes sometimes. And most of the time, the clients are English speaking, even though they're from a culturally, linguistically diverse culture. Their apprehension of language is quite good, I find. Yes. So,
And the thing is, Julie, and we don't want to, we can't talk with them. Some people having heavier disabilities, they can't talk, most of them. We are not talk with them. We are just talking with the carers and like a team leader only.
I was going to ask you about that, because community visit, because I know like an aged person I know who gets a community visitor, and I had a different understanding. I think that it's through the council, and you guys are through Office of Public
Advocate.
I think they're quite different. Yeah, I think
they are different. Yes.
So one gets like a phone call to see how they're going, and the other one gets visits and maybe a phone call. So I think that I ignorantly thought that the two services are working the same way, but clearly they don't.
So as far as I understand, the Office of Public Advocate is more about checking in that the group homes are actually operating as they should, and that there isn't being abuse or, neglect, other things like that. Whereas the council community visitors are much more about checking in on people who are isolated and creating some sort of connection to community and sort of stopping that isolation. Pradeep, would you
No,
agree?
No, not that way. We are checking them. They are okay. We can't talk because all of the group home, you can't go inside. it is a really restricted because they have a severe disabilities. Then we are the people only can go there. Then we go and check about them. They are okay. They are doing well. They are going to the day programs, and we have a certain thing to check. We will check that one and like a talk with the carers and the check the group home and all. Then we make the report about that. Yes.
Yeah.
So do you do a check on like what you say, you basically do check the paperwork, check governance, that sort of stuff.
Yes.
So do you lost my train of thought. What was my question? Do you have to report on every client or just general?
I can't tell everything because of the privacy.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
a general question.
Yes.
So is it like a broad like summary, or is it like you know you have to sort of like address each person? I'm not asking you for details.
Yeah. Just like a broad picture.
A broad check.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
So I want to move along.
Yes.
Because I'm aware of another part of Pradeep's life that intersects with mine. So
Yeah.
I first met Pradeep, I think it's actually about 1.5 2 years ago now.
Yeah, 2 years
So
ago.
I've only met you online. I've never met you in person, but I've met you online many times through one of the projects with Disability Resources Centre.
Yeah.
And I know that you've been involved with DRC for a long time.
Long time, yeah.
Can you tell me a bit about the organisation and how you're involved?
Yeah, first me and Frank, do you know Frank?
Frank Hall Bentic.
Bentic, and we both work in long time ago. We Human Rights Commission. We were work on that place as they have a disability advisory group.
And you worked with Frank at the Human Rights Commission.
Yes, and 2 times, I think nearly 4 years, just like that, 4 or 5 years. And same time we work together in a Victorian VT8.
Victorian
VT,
Disability Advisory.
that meaning wheelchair taxi director, wheelchair taxi.
Yeah.
Then we work together. Then one day he asked me to come to the DRC meeting. Then I started with the DRC.
So is that when you joined the board at the DRC?
Board. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And how long ago
Long
was
time
that?
ago. More than 10 years.
Really? You've been on the board more than 10 years?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Now I am the senior person in the DRC board.
Yeah. So I should disclose here that that I joined the board of DRC last year.
Yeah.
I'm one of the newer members, although quickly becoming an old member. Yeah. And also I met you through one of DRC's programs, which is called Belong. Can you tell us a bit about Belong?
Yeah, that's a group, I think, after the COVID, we just start that one for the, just like a group to disabled people. We just talk each other to give some motivation.
Yeah,
just like, yes.
it's a new network.
New network.
Yeah, run by and for people with disability in Victoria.
Yeah.
And we have multiple online meetings each week, daytime, nighttime.
Yeah.
Some have specific topics. Some are more general, and it's a chance for people to connect, because we really recognize and to build community, build connections. And some of them are focused on campaigns. So it's about looking at different issues
for the transport.
Yeah, there's a so there's actually within Belong there's a campaigns meeting once a month, I think. My favorite at the moment is the one we have a meeting where we just talk about pain and yuck stuff, because we don't really get to do that. Like, often we feel like we're taking up space when we talk about pain, or people don't like us talking about that. So it's great to have 1 hour where you just talk about pain. And what other programs does Disability Resources Centre do?
We do the advocacy.
Yeah.
Main thing. Example for doing if you have a issue with DSP or Centrelink issues, and
or India,
the legal issues, NDIS, so many issues. If you have something to tell, you need to contact to the DRC.
Yeah.
They can help you.
Yeah, very good point. I reckon we do some of the best advocacy in Victoria, because it's particularly good because DRC, the whole board is people with disability, and all the staff have disability. So there's a real understanding that when you go there to try to get some help with if you're facing any sort of discrimination or difficulty.
Yeah. I actually had a case years ago now.
Yes, Julie.
And I approached DRC. I was at that time doing some stuff with Voice at the Table, and I was very, very nervous because apparently everyone on DSP are criminals and want to rip the government off, which, as we know, is not true at all. And so I was classified in this criminal element that was very distressing. So by the time I got to DRC, I had done all the right things, as I was connected to Voice at the Table, and I mastered the challenge, and I got my DSP back, which is very, very pleasing, because as we know, with certain disabilities, we have lulls, or we have, times where we are like out of action for months on end. So this has happened to me on multiple occasions. And so, yes, and don't be afraid to mount a challenge through VCAT, because the actual, I think they call them referees, they're very good and they're very caring people. And I ended up having a phone hearing, because to have a in-person hearing would have taken more time. I was under financial pressure. My health costs were quite high. So I was very nervous, and I went for a phone consult, whatever they call it. I forget what they call it. when you speak to a referee. So yes, and I was, very successful in advocating for myself. And yes, so I was pleased with that outcome.
Yeah. It's a good point to make, Julie. We often we're afraid to stand up for our rights because we already feel beaten down at that point. But it's a good time to get some help, so that you can continue doing that work. And another, I should say, because I know we're going to finish up soon, but DRC has a history. It's got a long history. I mean, it's probably, I don't know this for sure, but I would say it's probably one of Australia's oldest disability-led organisations. So I think it was formed in 1981 by the group of amazing disability activists that include Leslie Hall, the late
Frank's sister.
That's right, and Frank Hall Bentic, who also is now no longer with us as of this year. They were instrumental in setting up this organisation. So it's got a long history of grassroots disability focus action, and that continues today. And one of the main campaign focuses at for the DRC at the moment is accessible transport, because as we know, public transport in Melbourne, whilst it was promised in 2002, I believe, that all the trams would be fully accessible, wheelchair accessible, by 2023. December 2023 came, and only 16% are accessible, which is a whole lot less than 100%. And at the moment, there's a big focus on Sydney Road and getting the trams on Sydney Road to be accessible, because the train line that runs alongside Sydney Road in Brunswick is due to be closed for, I think, a number of years to remove, 1 or 2 years to remove the level crossings. And this is a great problem for many people who live in Brunswick and that area as to how they can get out and leave home, because if the trains aren't there and the trams aren't accessible, that poses, big issues. So there's actually going to be a rally on a Sunday week, so Sunday the 17th of September, at 1:00, meeting on Sydney Road, I think near Wilson Avenue, but I might have those details incorrect. But anyway, there's going to be a big rally to try and bring attention to the fact that the trams need to be accessible. And it's not just for wheelchair users, it's for people who use other mobility devices, or people who have prams, people who are unsteady on their feet and struggle with those big steps. It's an issue for all of us. Will I see you there, Pradeep?
Hopefully.
Hopefully we'll all be there, if we're not somewhere else in bed or hospital or something.
Yeah,
Julie,
we don't know. Yes,
Julie,
yes.
I should say
yes,
also,
Larissa, yeah, correct.
the campaign, one of the main movers and shakers behind this campaign, there's many people who are involved in this, but one of the leaders is actually Christian Astorian, who happens to be Julie's and my manager at the he is the ultimate manager for this program today that we're doing. Julie's the boss, but he's the big
thanks.
Julie's my boss.
No.
We'll be there. Yeah.
Thank you.
So the last rally, Christian got some airtime on main media, which is he got at least 1 or 2 minutes, which is quite a long time in broadcasting with the major networks.
Yeah.
Good.
So this is a really successful campaign in my head, because this isn't just, it started off very much as a disability campaign around accessible transport, but lots of other people have come on board, from environment groups like Friends of the Earth to local councillors in the Merribet Council, local community groups. It's been really great because they're all recognising this is bigger than just disabled people. This is all of us. One of the anyway, yeah, it's going to be good.
We interviewed this volunteer planner a few episodes ago, if you remember, from Merribet.
I do.
I know this person from another life at the MRC, and I forgot how good he was. So it's good to be reminded.
Well, I reckon, Julie, you should get in touch with him and make sure he's there and he promotes it, because I'm not sure that he's part of it yet.
Okay, I'll take that on board. I'll send an email to George and see what he has to say. So anyway, we have come to the end of our program. It was a great program, great conversations. Thanks to Pradeep and Larissa. And we'll just go to the ending.
I just want to say thanks, Pradeep. It's taken us a few weeks to get here, but thank you so much for agreeing to come. And it's been really great to get to know you a bit more.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And thanks for.
I hope we made the interview very calming and very pleasant for you.
Thanks.
Me?
For everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Including me. Anyway, so I'm a bit of a comedian, Pradeep. So you have to take the good with the bad for me. Hopefully more good than bad.
Yes.
So on that note, we'll go to our ending.
Catch us on Your Life, Your Voice channel fortnightly or on demand.
We would like your comments and suggestions on topics you would like us to explore. Leave your comments on the YouTube comments section.
Diversity and Disability is a program of the Migrant Resource Centre Northwest Region Incorporated.
And we'd like to thank the management for funding this program and channel.
Phone number 1300 676 044.
Please feel free to email us on dndyourlifeyourvoice@gmail.com or contact us via the Migrant Resource Centre Northwest Region Incorporated.